So everybody, welcome tonight. I also want to just put a date on these so that we know which call is which. And it is Tuesday, June 16th. And we're going to be covering quite a few things on our call this evening. First off, you guys will hear me say it over and over again. One of the reasons why I feel like this team has been so successful is because we're really good at jotting down our goals and making those goals become a reality. So one of the things that I do is I go through this entire team to make sure everybody's where they want to be at. And so I should know where your goals are at, or your direct upline should know where your goals are at, so that we can make sure to help you along your path and everything. So if you're a sales coordinator, chances are you're one of the team leaders, and that just means that I'm here to help you help your team. So, it doesn't become any less of a team sport when you hit sales coordinator. In fact, that's where you should take this momentum and really help yourself get going. So one of the things that I did, and hopefully you guys can see this, I will take a photo of this and put this in Team Mix chat as well. Does it show up backwards, you guys?
No, it's forward.
Okay, it's forward. So these are the goals that I have made for our team for this month. Okay, so I want every VF to be shooting for 2,000 points. You guys needed 2,000 points to become a VF, and I think it's pretty easy to keep 2,000 points once you're a VF and just get in that habit, because if you can try and hit 2,000 points every single month as a VF, it's really going to propel your business. As a sales coordinator, you should have 2 VFs and 1 DD underneath you. So if you have 2 VFs that are shooting for 2,000 points, that's already 4,000 points right there. As a sales coordinator, I think you should be doing double what a VF is doing, so that's another 4,000 points, which would actually be 8,000 points. So just kind of point to kind of hold yourself accountable to. If you think, like, where should I be as a VF, or where should I be as a sales coordinator? This is kind of where, like, ballpark wise, I would expect the people on my team to be. So share this with your team if they're not on this phone call, and that sort of thing. I know last month we were shooting for 18 club, and so on 18 club we got 16 last month. And we were so close, and I know I had promised everybody a party, all the participants a party, who were a part of that qualifying club. So Travis and I are still going to do that same thing this month. If you're a qualifier and we hit 18 club, you are invited to a party at our house. We'll get a keg. We'll grab your swimsuits. We'll sit in the hot tub. It'll be a fun thing. So I'm really looking forward to, at the end of this month, not only celebrating my big giant goal at the bottom there, NMD, but 18 club. I think it's something that we can all do, and we have over 24 people on this team that can qualify their business. I think 18 of us should be qualifying our businesses right off the bat. All 24 can, but 18 should easily be doing it. So that's another big goal of mine. And as a team, I want to shoot for 33,000 PVC. We had qualified out at around 25,000 last month. So we're looking at a 7,000 point jump. And the cool part about this is, if we do this together as a team, it makes it a lot easier on all of us. So I had kind of calculated, if each one of us did what we did last month, but added one more protein order to what we already did, we would hit 33,000. So that's not a whole lot extra if each one of us placed one more protein order. So that's how close we are to it, guys. So it's pretty cool. As I mentioned, that big goal in the orange, NMD, that's a big deal. So it would be pretty cool to be one of the fastest teams in the nation to hit that goal. So that's what we're doing. So that's my game plan for everybody this month. And I think each one of you guys should write out a list like this for you and your team too. What promotions you think should be happening on your team. And I've pretty well contacted everybody individually, what they need to qualify. Today I had text messaged everybody, so you guys should know where you're at there. And if you have people on your team that are shooting for goals, hold their hand and help them. Have a happy hour. Those are extremely successful. I've seen people go 0 to hero because they had a happy hour at their house and collect a bunch of bonus money, which helps as well. And that last one at the bottom, I know it's kind of light. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see it. But I think we should be adding 1 new distributor to our team each month. And that's a really easy goal to do. Frontline. So we're not talking about your team member should add a distributor. They should be doing that too. But you, if we all focus on adding 1 person to our team each month, and we'll have 12 new people at the end of the year. That's crazy, right? So easy, simple goals that you guys can jot down that I think will really, really help boost your business. And with all that being said, Travis has a few things he's going to walk through as well. And then Ronalee, I'm going to have you touch on your points a little bit too. But we're giving your people a little time to hop on the call if they're not.
Oh, I don't know where they are. Obviously not here.
No worries. All right, Trav.
All right, so Lindsay and Ronalee are both going to go over a lot of this stuff later. But Lindsay and I have the mirror in the basement that shows where every single person in our matrix is. So Lindsay sends out text messages or emails or whatever she is or calls, and she gets a hold of them. So what I'd like to see is at the sales coordinator level, like Lindsay said, you guys are the team leaders. So know where your team is at all times and start being that leader and showing them what they need to do, where they're at on points, where they're at for their next promotion level, and so forth. Another thing is work more.
Can you guys see this mirror?
You can't see what it is. It's all dry erase marker.
Yeah, so each person has their sticky up on here. Anyway, it's hard to see, but it kind of gives you the idea, maybe.
So staying with the sales coordinator position, work on more building, coaching, and customer care, and your own individual sales, as well as teaching your team members all of those points. Another big one that I'd like to hit on is these Zoom calls that we're on tonight. We need attendance on these. If people aren't showing up to these calls, they're not going to learn what we're trying to get out there. They're not going to be as successful because they don't have the guidance. So let's get people on these Zoom calls. I want to see all these boxes on here get filled up with faces. Another thing that's kind of confusing, I think, is with the Facebook stuff, there's so many different groups and chats and everything that we just get bombarded with. So if you guys are following Team Shining Star or TAP or Gen Y or anything and it's bombarding you, go ahead and delete those. But be sure you keep the Team Mix chat and the Team Mix group and Messenger and all that stuff. All the Team Mix stuff keep. So what we can do, Lindsay and I, or the other people that want to stay up with the other groups, we can funnel that information through Mix. And then we're not getting bombarded with 17 different groups throughout the day that's trying to give us the same thing that's repetitive over and over and over again. And then Lindsay sent out a new thing today with all the team leaders as far as giving them the information that they then can funnel down to their teams. And then if you have any questions about knowing what your team is at the sales coordinator level, get with Lindsay about the matrix with the mirror that she just showed you. She can teach you how to run those reports, how to find out where people are on points, what they need, stuff like that. So if you're a VF, sit tight for a little bit. When you get to the sales coordinator level, then get with Lindsay. It'll be a little bit more important at that point. Moving on to VFs, work with your upline and work on building your own team as well. So your upline's there to help you. If your direct upline's not going to help because they're busy, they have prior obligations or whatever, then contact the next person above them, or you can contact us at any time as well. We're always there. The biggest thing for VFs, qualify every month and make that a habit. Like Lindsay said, if we can shoot for 2,000 points, it's just going to make it so much easier going to qualify their business, and then they kind of fall off because they got it qualified. Now what do I have to do this for? Well, if you keep it qualified every month, I mean, going forward, it's so much easier. You never have to play catch up again for future promotions or future moves or anything like that. The other thing that we found is when you're putting, your story out there or whatever it is, take before and after photos if you're comfortable with that. You don't have to put them on Facebook, but you can show people who personally know you. Or just put out your story as to how this product helped you or helped somebody on our team or anything. That's the number one thing that it seems like we're kind of getting away from a little bit is I know on my team, the photos were huge with everybody. Lindsay's photos of her face and the pregnancy and everything, those were really good. So I encourage you to take photos. You don't have to share them if you don't want to, but at least know that, hey, this is what I did, or have your story with whether it's your skin, whatever it is, diabetes.
What Travis is trying to say is that the people that know you, they're going to relate to you, so the people that know me, and it doesn't matter if I know them from 15 years ago or I know them for right now. Like, people know me and they know that I've had bad skin. Everyone knew that about me, or they go, wow, I just didn't even realize until they see me now. So it's really cool that people can relate to you. They're your friends, your family. So they want to know your story. My photos are very powerful, and you're more than welcome to share them and any of the other people on the team that have offered theirs up. But if you can share your own story with the world somehow, that's the best way to go about it, because people relate to you more so than just a random photo people don't even know. Nobody knows who I am, even though my photos are powerful. They could be photoshopped, or they could have work done to them or whatever, right? So
I'm all done with my list. That's all I had.
Okay, cool. So very good points on just some key organizational things that we need to be doing. I've kind of touched base with the people I was calling the team leaders. If you're a sales coordinator, you're one of them. And you guys are going to kind of help me organize and keep Team Mix up to date with everything else that's going on out there, so that we don't have to be bombarded all day. That is the whole purpose of why I made Team Mix, the page and the chat, so we don't have to look and sift through all the mumbo jumbo out there to figure out what's important. So if you are a sales coordinator, or I reached out to you today on a separate chat, I really appreciate you guys helping me sort through that. So it's all organized for everybody, everybody on the team. It will be a lot less bombarded. So going forward, if some of your team members have left the chat, make sure you tell them that, just to hop back on and see how it is now. But it's really important, because when we post these Zoom calls and everything, it's on there. You click on the link. It's easy, It didn't even get posted in the Team Mix page today. So if they're not in the chat, they didn't have the link unless their direct upline sent it to them. So we'll try and organize that a bit better, so that people aren't getting bombarded. So when new people join the team, just add them to the Team Mix chat and the Team Mix page. I wouldn't be too worried about any of the others right off the bat, because we don't want to overwhelm these new people. We just want to get them excited and get them a paycheck. That's our first goal when people sign up, so they can realize how fun this is, not how overwhelming it is. So Ronnalee, you were going to chat a little bit about customer care and maybe some questions you and your team might be having, and we can all learn from these questions you guys might have.
Yes, and I have texted a couple, and I know a couple of them are busy, so I know that they want to listen in later too.
The recorded will help for sure. I remembered this time. Yay!
So I think it's kind of twofold. The first thing is trying to, I guess, keep that customer retention when that 4 months is up. So how, and I guess that kind of goes along with people saying, I'm not feeling anything. So why do I do this?
Right.
So I was wondering, and I did a lot of research, and I posted some of that, and I put some things together, but I was wondering how you specifically articulate that to people when they're saying, well, I did my 4 months. I'm not, or even after a couple weeks, people are always impatient. They want instant gratification. And how you, I don't want to say persuade or convince. It's more educating, because I truly believe in the product.
So one thing that I always do, and I had mentioned this to you earlier, and feel free, anybody, to chime in, because we're all here to learn. And if you guys have similar questions regarding this matter, or have spoken with somebody that have this question and you were successful at keeping them as a customer, feel free to chime in. Like, that's the whole point of doing Zoom, is so we can all, be in conversation together. But for me personally, whenever we contact a customer, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's for a reorder, we use it as an opportunity to educate, just like what you said. So one of the things I always do is kind of come down to their level, whatever they're experiencing, whatever they're talking about. Say, yeah, Ronna Lee, I understand that you're not seeing progress right away. And, I didn't see anything miraculous right away either. Actually, it wasn't until 4 months into the product that I actually saw a difference in my skin. And that's one of the reasons we ask you to be on there for 4 months. But, for other people, changes start happening on the inside before they start happening on the outside. So one of the things I always encourage people to do is have your blood work done. Really, if you really want to put this product to the test, go get some blood work done. I mean, my mom's cholesterol, she didn't see anything right away either. And her cholesterol had dropped 76 points. So she obviously continued on the product. But another thing, these are fruits and vegetables, and they're very powerful, but they're powerful over the course of time. So it's kind of like eating an apple and then expecting to see miraculous results from it. So, if you're not seeing results immediately from it, I would encourage you to stay on it so that you remain healthy. I mean, I see this as my insurance policy. I don't have bad skin anymore, and I don't need to lose weight anymore, but I still have this as a part of my everyday life because it makes me feel so good. And I know that it's helping combat cancer in my future and arthritis and all of these other things that we're all prone to as major athletes and worker outers, or whatever, your customer does.
Hey, Lindsay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I think the one thing that David Anderson also said is that he hits big with his customers is, it takes 4 months for your blood cells to rejuvenate. So we all want to say, and it takes 4 months for those blood cells to rejuvenate to get healthy cells. So as you get those unhealthy cells out of your body, you're replacing them with the healthy cells. So that takes about 4 months. So you'll see everything happen, or more stuff happen along the line towards the end of the 4 months.
Right. And what Ronna Lee is, I love that verbiage. Ronna Lee is saying in regards to, it's been 4 months and they're still not seeing a great result from it. You want them to order the next 4 months. Then what? But that is a great explanation for sure, for up to 4 months, I would say.
Right.
Well, and so many people are all about instant gratification that I think just educating them on, the health piece of it, and, not the weight loss, not instant gratification. And that's what's hard.
Are these people on the Transform 30 that are saying this, or just on the capsules?
The couple of people I've dealt with, kind of a handful of people through this, like I came through my first 4 months. So yeah, T30.
So Lindsay, I think you hit it one time before, is when your customers started asking, how come I'm not feeling anything? I don't know why I'm doing this. You kind of asked them, how true are you to this program?
Right.
Are you truly gluten-free? Are you truly trying to reduce your caffeine and taking out your dairy? So are they really being true to the program? Is that why or are they not being true to the program? Is that why they're not seeing the results that they want?
Sure. How committed are they, 100% or not? But yeah, this is more of a lifestyle change. Would you give up brushing your teeth because you're not seeing a miraculous change in your teeth when you brush your teeth, are you?
Right.
So it's kind of one of those things. People take multivitamins every day and see nothing happen except for their urine change yellow, and they still do it. So what is it in them that's going to keep them brushing their teeth? So I would.
If you go back to that survey that you were talking about, where you, instead of just emailing it to them, if you can read it to them and line by line, hey, is this better? Yes or no? Is this better? Yes or no? And then they realize, like, oh crap, this stuff really is helping me.
Right.
We have a copy of that survey saved since it's not going to be sending out anymore.
Right, we should.
Oh, we should. That's a good idea.
It was a great idea.
I
Hannah,
just did what?
I'll do that.
Save a copy for us.
I just did one today with somebody too, face to face. I didn't even think about saving it.
The survey?
Yeah.
They're going to be doing away with the Juice Plus Effect program, which was also one of the things that I kind of coaxed people to continue on, because really it does truly take a good 8 months to get on a habit for people, you know. So once they're already used to it coming out of their bank account and they're used to feeling good and everything else, then, you know, they're a customer for life. And that's ultimately, we want people to be healthy for life, not just short term on this product. So yeah, I'm sad they're not doing the Juice Plus Effect survey anymore. Is that helpful at all? Or is that kind of the things you're saying?
I mean, it is, but it's just that, you know, I'm coming through this first cycle of people, because we just started pretty much like February, March.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, you know, people, a lot of them say they're done and they're going to quit. And most of them stay on when I explain it.
Right.
But I lost a couple. That's
Well,
going
it's
to
going
happen.
to copy that survey, so if they're trying to exit, you can at least ask those questions to see if, you know, if this really is helping or it's not, and then, you know, follow up with a doctor visit for blood work. And, you know, I would encourage them to take before and after photos as well too, just to see physically, because when you look in the mirror every day, you're not going to see the change. But when you go back to your old photos from 30 days ago or 120 days ago, I guarantee you're going to see drastic changes.
Well, and the idea is if we get somebody to complete the survey with us, like if somebody's hesitant, we could always use something like the single serving packets. Like if you do the survey with me, I'll send you 2 single serving packets or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. Keep our own effect going a little bit. And the other thing is really ask a lot of questions. That's one thing that I always do also. And by doing the survey and that sort of thing, but just asking different things like, do you get headaches frequently? And they may just think like, oh my gosh, yeah, my headaches are actually gone. I just didn't think about it because I haven't had one in so long, you know, in exactly 4 months, you know, something, you know, Jeff Olson was talking, he said he used to get a lot of canker sores. And that's something I didn't even think about. I haven't had canker sores at all. I used to struggle with them big time, more so as a kid, but less frequent as an adult, but I haven't had canker sores at all. So just little things. If he would have never mentioned that, I would never thought like, oh, they're gone. I don't have to worry about it anymore, because it's not a ailment anymore, you know?
Yeah, that's true. To point out health things like that, the headaches are big. Even me, I don't get headaches anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yours could have a lot.
I don't get headaches.
What did you say, Hannah? My internet got weird.
Oh, I said Ronna Lee's headaches could have gone away too from the not overdosing on the.
Pre-workout?
Yeah, well, combination of everything.
Yeah, big time. I noticed a difference in my headaches too, for sure.
Good job, Luke. Figure.
Oh, sorry, Ken, what?
Sorry. I forgot I was on. Hold on.
Oh.
I'll mute myself.
Oh, no worries.
Somebody else saying they didn't get headaches. Who was that?
I never get headaches. This
Okay,
is Mark.
that's
Okay.
good. Had your gout's cleared up too.
Right? And I've
So
quit my gout medicine for 4 months now, no problems. So
Cool.
I take no prescription drugs.
So that's a good story to share.
I know
Yeah,
Chris.
Sharing it.
That I hear a lot. Oh, whoops, I didn't want to talk over anyone. The other thing I hear a lot for both the adults and the kids is TMI, but how much more regular they are, and their kids don't have constipation problems anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just a good thing to remind them there isn't one single cellular function in our body that is not going to be benefited from more fruits and vegetables. So rather they're seeing that or not, on a cellular level, it is working. There is research that proves it. So it's not a matter of our product not working or not. It's a matter of them recognizing if it's working or not.
Exactly.
So if we can help them recognize it, that would be the number one goal, I would say. So any other?
Was there concerns about sales, Lindsay, that you were saying earlier, or just the customer care?
Oh yeah. So, and Ronnalee, I'd shared this exact story with you, but I just want to make sure that Ronnalee was done before I go into that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this all just boils down to exactly what we said, having that communication with them, pointing things out, things they don't realize, and understanding the 4 months and the red blood cells. Those things are huge. So I think it's just a matter of communicating and educating.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. So the better you are at educating, the more stable your clientele base will be, is what I have found. You know, when I've been lazy with a few customers, you can definitely tell because they don't stick around as long. And period. That's it. If you take the time to do it, you will have the customer for life. So take the time to educate, big time. And
with
this
that,
is the same story I shared with you, Ronnalee, earlier. Was just that you can take a negative situation. Like somebody calling to cancel their order, you can take a negative situation and turn it into a very positive thing. For instance, and you know, they're already canceling their order. What does it hurt to mention one more thing about the business to them? You know, I had a gal that was canceling their order just due to price. She loves the product and she goes, gosh, $180 coming out of my bank account is just tough for me every month. And so again, one of the main things I learned, and I learned it from Dr. Mitra Ray, is come down to their level, really resonate with what they're saying. If $180 is coming out of your bank account, you guys all get paid to do Juice Plus now. So it's coming out, but you're replenishing it, right? So I was like, man, you know, if I had to pay that every month too, I would totally feel it. Like, you know, I wouldn't really want to pay either. So we can go ahead and cancel out your order. I totally understand that. But just so you know, if you shared it with 2 people, you love the product, start talking about it. You know, if you got 2 people on board to do it, it would help really pay for your products. So just so you know, I'd be happy to help you kind of offset the cost. And she goes, okay. And I said, so if we put some Juice Plus products on your desk at work, and you just mentioned it when people asked, and if by the end of the month you have enough orders to help pay for your distributor fee as well as your products, would you reactivate your canceled order? And she said, absolutely. And she's had 2 people call me and be on conference calls with me so she can learn a little bit more about the verbiage. And that just happened this month. So she's going to reactivate and join the team. So you can turn a negative situation into something positive just by mentioning it one more time. What is it going to hurt? You know, you might not ever talk to them again because they're canceling their order, you know? So just...
If you need help with the verbiage, like you'd said before, get on the RipRap calls. They're recorded. And listen to all the... If you listen over and over and over again, that's going to get branded into your brain on how to respond to people, because it's just a wealth of information every Tuesday.
Absolutely. And I'm going to start posting those numbers in Team Mix so we don't have to keep following Shining Star. Like I said, we're going to try and weed out some of the mumbo jumbo that's going on. So with all of that being said, 2 things for homework. First one is to get your team on this call next Tuesday evening, because we really do sit down and try and cover really important topics, and it takes a lot of time out of our day to do it. It takes a lot of time out of your guys' day to be on the call. And so just try and get your team to be on this call because it's really important, and we'll cover something different every single month. Every single week. I'm going brain dead. And then the other thing is practice your verbiage on those RipRap calls. That's one of the reasons also why I've been so successful, because I have listened to the best. You know, if you think it flows smoothly out of my mouth, listen to Dr. Mitra Ray for a couple hours. Man, that woman can talk about Juice Plus like it's no big deal. Like her kid, no big deal. They're doing great in school, right? So that's your homework for the week. Listen to the RipRap call and get people on the Zoom call next week. And with all that being said, does anybody else have any other questions? I know we have a few. Dawn, is this like your first Zoom call?
Yes, it is.
How do you like it? Is it kind of cool?
No, yeah, it's totally cool. I like it.
Very cool. So just know that this is here, and as you start adding to your team and everything, that that we're all here to do this together. You know, it takes an hour out of our night to do it, and we can just educate everybody along the way. So thank you for joining us tonight. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Do you have any questions while we're all here?
I have a closing comment. I know I said this, and I know most of you probably already have read GoPro, but I think that's a game changer. And I did the audiobook, and I listen to it every time I'm driving. So
very good. You can definitely add that to your homework. It gives you some awesome verbiage too. It'll flat out give you a script. So definitely some things to add to your to-do list to be successful in this business. So you can pick and choose what you have time for as well. Yeah, don't waste drive time. See, Ken's in the car right now.
Hey, Lindsay.
Yeah.
Hey, Dina De Palma, Team Cal, put some stuff on her Team Cal website. I'll find it, but it's when she has somebody cancel, she sends them a cancellation letter stating some of those facts that you were talking about.
Okay.
And she's had some success with people reading that and then basically signing it right back up.
Right on. Well,
so I'll find that and send it to you, and you can look over it and then decide if you want to send it to everybody.
Right on. I love it. Well, that's
Okay.
why I made you one of the team leaders, because you look out for stuff like that.
Hey, what about a website?
What's that?
What about a website? We had talked, when did we talk about that? I know there was one that you saw that I had seen. I think I have it up, but I've seen two of them that are really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I know none of us have time to do a website, but
Are you talking like the Team Eagles website?
right, yeah, that was one of them.
That's really good.
And
Yeah.
then I found another one too that's really good. But I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, so what I think we should do is take the bits and pieces we find from other people's website and post them on TeamMix so that they're readily available for us. And then the really important things I'll keep adding to that pinned post so that it's click of a button, it's right there. And I need to update some of those things from the Team Eagle website to just update what we already have there. So yeah, all the pertinent information we'll compile in the Facebook page for now until somebody has time to do a website. But yeah, that's not happening
No.
on my end anyway right now.
On.
When I'm able to quit my job, I'll build the website.
Done.
Done.
Yay. All right, guys, we'll try not to keep these too long. So thank you for hopping on tonight. And definitely tell your team if they were not on this that it's recorded finally. So I'm going to stop the recording and thank you guys for taking the time out of your evening because we really do try and put a lot of effort into this. So, so with that being said,
Thank
good
you.
night.
Good night.
See ya.